Look, at my age, you know I've been to a lot of doctors. Healthcare partners, they really care. They're concerned about your health. They're all the best. I am Roberta, and I am a healthcare partner. Visit hcpnv.com to hear my story.
News 46 is brought to you by Comfort Hospice Care, where we give our patients and their loved ones peace of mind, knowing we provide the highest quality of care 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. For more information, call 751-0349.
Tonight on News 46, Goodwill holds a grand opening for their new store. Desert View Hospital staff continues emergency training courses, and the Lions Club holds an installation dinner for their new officers. News 46 starts now.
You're watching KPVM News 46 with Monique Mitchell. Local coverage from Deanna O'Donnell. News 46, local coverage you can count on.
Good evening. It's Tuesday, June 25th, 2013. I'm Monique Mitchell for News 46. Well, the new, larger Goodwill store held their grand opening, a ribbon cutting this morning on Loop Road. Jennifer Mutz reports.
All right, I want to thank everyone for coming out here. I'm here with Steve Chartrand. He's the president and CEO of Goodwill, one of our newest companies here in Prom. We are so excited to have him here. We're also very excited to have him as one of our newest chamber members. So we want to officially welcome you to Prom and the chamber. And Steve, at this time, if you want to cut your ribbon.
All right, let's do it.
Hey! We spoke with some people who attended the ribbon cutting, including community leaders.
Goodwill is a fantastic organization, and we are so fortunate to have them in our community. The fact that they're here after being in a smaller area first, and then moving over here to a larger area, this is just fantastic. And they're going to help our community. They're going to bring jobs. It's just, you can't ask for anything better.
You know, I think anytime a business like Goodwill comes to our community and supports the community the way they do, it's very important for us. They've added jobs to the community, added an access for us to utilize these items that people aren't using right now and turn them into cash for the community, and I think that's a great thing. In addition to their jobs program that they do, I think it's an amazing asset for us to have.
What exactly do you think this Goodwill is going to bring to the Prom community?
Well, I think that they're going to bring, obviously they've already brought some jobs here. They're going to bring a knowledge of people that come here. It gives the community a good reputation, I think, when Goodwill takes the time to come and invest like they have in this community, in this facility. It's nice to come back to this facility and know that it's a community-oriented place. I think it's great for us.
I was at the original opening of the first store, and it was very well attended. Today was just a blowout of people. It was great to see community leaders, elected officials, just come out and welcome them.
And what are the differences between this Goodwill and the older one?
Oh, much larger, much more open. In the old building, they were a little bit crammed for space, but it was a stepping stone. I don't think any of us anticipated it being a stepping stone so fast. You know, again, it's creating jobs. I believe this morning they said they created 12 or 15 jobs already in the community. They expanded the employment just coming up here to this store because it's so much larger. It'll bring needed tax money into the community.
It's a really good business, and we have a good community, so it's really nice.
They'll do really good. How about the services here at Goodwill?
They did very awesome before, so I hope like this time they'll open another one, hopefully, but they did very good last time, so they'll do really good.
Come on down to the new Goodwill on 1201 South Loop Road. The hours are 9 to 6, 7 days a week.
Well, the chief nursing officer of Desert View Hospital, Marquita Araujo, was one of the winners of the League of Women's Voters Women of Distinction Award at Mountain Falls. We spoke to Araujo at Saturday night's event to find out about her and her staff's new venture.
I took over a CNO position last fall in September, and one of the things that I noticed working at the hospital for the 2 years prior to that was that, you know, there wasn't a lot of education going on, and I knew that I could raise that level pretty quick. We've brought in a nurse educator that helps us provide in-services on the newest ways of doing things, the best practices, And we're also sending nurses to UNLV for a 6-week critical care course.
Wow.
So what we're doing out of that, or looking for out of that actually, is to be able to take care of sicker patients.
And that's important here in kind of an isolated area that we have here in town.
Yes, it is. It will help us be able to provide some of the care that Prom needs rather than having to send them to Las Vegas. You know, that's one of the main goals.
Especially at key times when something happens, you guys can take care. Even if they need further medical care, at least they'll be able to respond quickly and with critical care training.
Right, and they'll be able to identify. You know, that's the key to any successful resuscitation or anything of that manner, is identifying when it's going to happen, not after it happens. So if you have these critical care trained nurses on the floor taking care of the patients, they start getting sicker, we're going to identify it. We can turn it around a lot of times or make the decision to move them back to the emergency room for further treatment.
What are you hearing from the nursing staff?
They're happy. They love it. They say it's a great course. You know, they're seeing so much more in the critical care setting where they're doing their practicum for the class. You know, that they're like, thank you so much. And, you know, we're actually already seeing the results of our, you know, labors. We are finding patients that are sicker quicker, turning them around and keeping them here in Prom. All of the nurses that attend these classes are able to be certified as CCRNs after 2 years of experience.
So are you guys going to continue with education?
Yes, we are. Actually, in July, all of our emergency room nurses are going to attend a certification in pediatrics. So all of our ER nurses will be certified to take care of pediatric patients.
And you will keep growing and expanding and educating as time goes on too as well?
Yes, we will. You know.
Congratulations on this nomination for this award.
Thank you.
Well, 2 Nevada Army National Guard soldiers were the victims of an apparent aircraft accident near Boulder City on Sunday. Both soldiers were assigned to Detachment 1 Bravo Company based at the North Las Vegas Airport. Neither soldier was in a military status on Sunday. The aircraft involved was not a military aircraft, nor was it on a military mission. Both soldiers were traditional guardsmen who were in civilian status the day. The housing recovery continues to pick up steam as home prices jumped in April and new home sales hit a 5-year high in May. But a recent increase in mortgage rates could soon put the brakes on housing. The S&P Case-Shiller Home Price Index was up 12.1% in April compared to a year ago in the 20 top real estate markets across the nation. That was the biggest annual jump in prices in 7 years. Prices climbed 2.5% from March, posting the biggest one-month rise in the 12-year history of the index. Well, folks, keep it here because we're going to have more local news for you after this break, so keep it here.
Today's news is brought to you in part by Dr. George Leeks, Pahrumps optometrist since 1990, offering full-spectrum eye care for children and adults. Call today, 727-8300.
Welcome back to News 46. Well, the Lions Club of Prom held their annual installation dinner at Mountain Falls Saturday night. We spoke to the club's president, Tom Mendel.
We're here at Mountain Falls Clubhouse, where tonight the Lions Club installed 10 new officers. We're going to speak to President Tom Mendel.
The officers form a board and look for ideas to generate revenues for our nonprofits so that we can supply glasses, hearing aids. We do letters to Santa. We do a whole bunch of different things for the community. Every dollar we earn stays here in the community, goes to people in our community.
Let's talk a little bit about what the Lions Club's kind of motto is.
We serve, and that's exactly what we do. We volunteer. We actually pay to volunteer to help the community out, and that's all Lions all over the world.
How many are in your group?
In our group, we have 22 members right now, but we have people come and go, but we have more people coming right now, and it's a good thing.
You guys kind of have your usual things that you sponsor, but are you looking for other people in the community to kind of approach you if they have something that you might be interested in?
If they have something where we might be able to assist them in any way, we will look at it. Some things we do not have the manpower or funds for, but there's a lot of things that we will try and do or help somebody out with. If they have a particular need that we don't fulfill, we'll try and send them somewhere where they can be helped.
Can anybody become a Lion?
Anybody can become a Lion.
How would they do that?
All you have to do is come to one of our meetings. Our meetings are on the first and third Tuesdays of the month at Mountain Falls Golf Course at 6:30 p.m. And they can come to a meeting and let us know that they are interested in joining, or they can call our phone number, which is in the book, and I don't know it by heart, so I'm not going to go there, and leave a message, and a member of the club will get back to them.
What's coming up next for the group?
Coming up next for the group is we're doing a cookout for the 4th of July. I can't think of the celebration for the chamber. We will be having hamburgers and hot dogs, and we will have our big quarter-pound hot dogs there this time. The last one we didn't have the large hot dogs. They didn't sell well, but we will be out there in full force.
That'll be at the Freedom Festival at Petrick Park?
Freedom Fest, that's it, yes.
Wonderful. And also, as well, tell me how many officers you guys are installing tonight.
We're installing 10 officers tonight.
For more information on the Lions Club, you can give them a call. This is Deanna O'Donnell at Mountain Falls for News 46.
For more information on the Lions Club, you can call 727-9016. Well, News 46 spoke to Miss Prom pageant board member Janet Arrett regarding this year's competition.
Oh, actually, it pretty much went off without a hitch. It was a wonderful pageant. The girls did very well. Some of them got a little bit nervous, but that's to be expected. And everybody seemed to have a really great time.
Let's talk about the categories that the girls were on stage for, which includes the talent competition. What other competitions?
They have sportswear, and actually we've changed sportswear a bit to include more of what the girl is all about. Mm-hmm. So they describe more of who they are and maybe why they are wearing what they're wearing. Mm-hmm.
And of course the talent competition is very popular too as well. And then it goes on to evening gown.
Yeah, evening gown. We teach them how to walk, teach them to have a bit of stage presence, and it helps them, I think, with their relationships in daily life. They develop a self-confidence that they wouldn't attain otherwise. We see the girls blossom as they go through this pageant.
How important is it, the gown that they choose for that competition?
Well, you know, actually last year, the first runner-up bought a gown from, it was a second-hand gown from Secret Sisters. And she won second runner-up. She didn't necessarily win the evening gown competition, but you don't necessarily have to win evening gown to be the winner.
And that's true. You can win in different categories and still come out the winner. It doesn't necessarily mean that when you win so many categories that you're guaranteed the winner, or you can also win a lot of categories and not be the winner.
That's correct. We've had queens that haven't won in a single category, but they've done consistently well in each competition, well enough that they're scoring above all the other girls, so they actually win.
One of the most important parts of the pageant has to be the fact of their platforms that they've chosen.
Right. They serve the community on the platform that they choose. So last year Sabrina chose early reading education, early childhood education and reading, and she read to grade school level children to encourage them to make that a practice in their life.
So if any girl's interested in joining the Miss Prom pageant next year, how can they do that, and what's the criteria?
Well, criteria is that you can't be failing school.